I heard Warren Buffett describe how he got paid to drink Coca-Cola. I'm aggressively patient. I'm going to tell you what happens down the road and how the portfolio stays in the family. In 2026, I'm literally going to open that vault. When I first started my journey at age 19, I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know where it would take me, but I can tell you 32 years later, it has changed everything. I'm going to show you exactly how I've done this for 3+ decades so that you can build a system that pays you, protects you, and powers your family for generations. I'll share kind of where this whole journey began for me and why. So when I was just a young, really young child, I used to stay up late and watch television because my dad worked. He just worked all the time. He was never home, and I used to try and stay awake as long as I could to, see him home. And this infomercial came on, and it was for this booklet that you could order. You could mail order, and the booklet was titled "The Money Paper," and it was basically a directory of every company that offered direct dividend reinvesting plans, which still exists today, meaning you don't have to go through a transfer agent. You don't have to go through a broker. You could literally purchase the stock directly from the company and enroll in that company's dividend reinvesting program. And all that means in simplicity is that when you invest in a business, you become a shareholder, and dividends get declared on a quarterly basis every 90 days. That dividend, you can elect to have that dividend automatically purchase either fractional shares if the dividend isn't sufficient enough to purchase one full share. But when you do this dividend reinvesting quarter after quarter, year after year, decade after decade, like I have, the dividends grow to become enormous so that every 90 days, you're literally adding an ever increasing quantity of shares, which earn their own dividends, which add more shares, which earn their own dividends. And I heard Warren Buffett describe how, and he was saying it in good humor, I'm sure, how he got paid to drink Coca-Cola. And so I'm thinking as a young kid, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, you can get paid to drink Coca-Cola. This is fantastic. So I get this book. And I was just fascinated with like what is a business and how, like, what is a dividend and how does this work? So, and it should be no surprise given my Colby fact finder, right? I've had it obviously since birth, and so I'm super excited. And then when I was 19, when I turned 19, I finally purchased my first share of stock. And it was in a little known company named Intel.
How would you like to see a 91-year case study that we put together to explain how this infinite banking thing can work for a family over 2 generations? Well, you know what? Real easy to do that. We have that right in our second book, Cash Follows the Leader. You can get a copy for free delivered right to your inbox. Head on over to cashfollows.com. That's cashfollows.com. and pick up a copy right now.
What's super funny is that before I did this, I sat down with a Clerica mutual fund representative, and I'm in his office, and he says to me,
It's interesting because that's right around the time. It's not probably long after that Clerica would have been purchased out.
That's very true.
They got amalgamated and bought out maybe 2-3 years after that.
You're exactly right. And he says, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "How young are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm 19. And he said, "What are you doing in my office? You should be out getting drunk with your college buddies. Like, what are you doing in here pepper spraying me with a bunch of questions about dividend reinvestment plans?" And so I've left the office, got my first share of stock, and that's where the journey began for me. And if I take you to today, Rich, you're going to love this story. For the last almost 3 years, if not maybe a little less than that, maybe not quite 3 years, I had been trying to purchase the domain, themoneypaper.com. And the whoever the owner of the domain was, I had a broker in touch with that owner, and the broker came back and said, well, the owner wants, which was an exorbitant sum of money. And I said to the broker, I said, can I tell you something? And he goes, yeah, sure. I said, I'm aggressively patient. So what I'd like you to do is reach back out to the domain owner once a quarter and ratchet the offer down. So start at this amount and ratchet the offer down every single quarter. And I said, I promise you he's going to sell it. And literally, it had to have been probably a month and a half ago, finally got it. And so we're basically going to revive the money paper in, the cloud, right? Digitally, online. And it's going to be freaking awesome. But 32 years, man, it's gone by like so fast. I can't even tell you. And people ask me, like, how do you select stock? Why do you invest in the businesses that you invest in? And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to teach it. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I'm going to show you exactly how I select a business. I'm going to tell you why I haven't sold a single share of stock in 32 years and the reasons why. And I'm going to tell you what happens down the road and how the portfolio stays in the family and continues growing and compounding. Isn't that good?
Click here for the next amazing video. And if you want, check the links down below and you can get access to a free book that we've written right to your inbox. Go ahead, do that now.